right, hold up a second. Stop scrolling, take a breath, and just listen. You didn't end up here by accident. Every choice, every moment in your life has led you to this very point. It's no coincidence. There's a purpose behind it all. God has guided you to this exact place at this exact time because you're about to hear something extraordinary. From this day forward, things are going to change for you. The struggle, the uncertainty, all that heavy weight you've been carrying, it's about to be replaced with something incredible. A wave of abundance and opportunity that won't stop flowing. This isn't just a random moment. This is a sign. Don't ignore it, because what you're about to discover could be the spark of your complete transformation. I'm not here to talk to you about the usual stuff, hard work, sacrifices, or compromises. That's not what this is about. Today, we're talking about something bigger, something deeper. We're talking about your mission, your destiny. You're not just here for a paycheck or a title. You've been chosen for a higher purpose, a path that's been uniquely carved out for you, and only you, by God Himself. So get ready. What you're about to hear isn't just information, it's a revelation. It's going to shift the way you see yourself and the way you approach life forever. All right, now let's jump in. So here's the thing. Most people go through life just chasing the masses and work. Here's the thing about most people. Life is all about chasing after the next job, the next salary, the next position. There's this constant scramble for security, but it always seems to slip through their fingers, right? People rush to find their place in the world, like puzzle pieces that just don't quite fit together. But you, chosen one, you weren't born for that. You weren't made to get caught in that endless race. God didn't create you to chase after things. You were meant to be a point of reference, a shining example that stands out. Your path isn't meant to be defined by what the world says is important. When God tells you not to look for work, it doesn't mean you should just sit around doing nothing. It doesn't mean you're supposed to be inactive. What it's really saying is, stop chasing after things that aren't meant for you. Stop running after what's far away from your divine purpose. So many people get it twisted. They think that their job or their title defines them, that their role in society is who they are. But God says, no, that's not the case. You are not your job. You are your purpose. And what is that purpose? It's something unique, just like the path God has set for you. Something that's been written out long before you even existed, mapped out in the heavens, perfectly in sync with your talents, your passions, and your spirit. Discovering that purpose means shifting your mindset. It's about letting go of the seeking mentality, the idea that you need to chase after something, and instead adopting a finding mentality. You see, when you stop looking for things that aren't meant for you, you start to find what is truly yours. Seeking or discovering. We all know that feeling, right? That constant drive, that hustle, always on the move, pushed by the fear of not having enough or not being enough. But here's the thing. When you discover your purpose, everything changes. You stop chasing, you stop searching. Instead, you listen and you allow yourself to be guided. See, when you're just looking for a job, you're forced to fit into a system that doesn't always understand who you truly are. You're just filling a role, meeting someone else's expectations. But finding your true purpose? That's a whole different story. It's about aligning yourself with what God has already planned for you. A role that doesn't pop up in a job ad, but one that's written deep within you. God has gifted you with something special, a vision, unique talents, a strength that is no accident. The path you're meant to walk, it's already inside you, waiting to be uncovered. When you focus only on landing a job, you might end up building a life based on what others want from you, rather than what you were truly born to do. But when you make the choice to discover your purpose, you start to see the truth. You're not here to fit into a mold. You're here to create. You're meant to lead, to make an impact. While the masses are out there searching for stability, chasing that guaranteed paycheck, that sense of security, often that's just an illusion. It's a trap that keeps you stuck, holding you back from your greatest dreams. God didn't design you to live in fear of tomorrow. You weren't meant to just survive. You were born to thrive. When you follow the crowd, you're accepting a life that's limited by rules and expectations set by others. But when you stand out, when you listen to God's voice, you realize something powerful. Your value isn't tied to the title on your business card or the numbers in your bank account. Your true value comes from your ability to follow the plan that God has laid out for you. And here's the best part. God will never leave you without the guidance you need to walk that path. God's guidance. The signs that point you toward your purpose are already all around you. The key is learning how to recognize them. Think about what makes you feel truly alive, what gets you excited, what makes you lose track of time. These aren't just hobbies or pastimes. They're clues, signals about what you were created to do. What comes naturally to you? What do you do effortlessly, as if it's second nature? Those are your gifts, tools given to you by God, meant to help you fulfill your purpose. The best part? God will never ask you to force a path that doesn't fit. When you're walking in your true purpose, things will fall into place. The right doors will open, and opportunities will show up without you having to struggle. Discovering your purpose doesn't mean you're going to have everything figured out right away. It's a process. It's about trusting God and letting Him guide you step by step. Every encounter, every moment of clarity, every opportunity is a piece of a much bigger picture. It's all part of the journey. Now, the world has its own way of doing things. It teaches you that you have to fight for everything. That success only comes if you're stressed, struggling, and constantly adjusting to a system that doesn't fit you. But here's the truth from heaven. God says, I am your shepherd. You will lack nothing. When you're walking on your divine path, you don't have to force anything. Wealth, abundance, and success aren't about struggling. They come when you're obedient to God's plan for you. So, don't waste your energy chasing after things that aren't meant for you. Let God bring everything you need at the perfect time. Remember, every person is born with a purpose, and yours is waiting to be discovered. The purpose of the chosen ones. Here's something that not everyone understands. The chosen ones are the ones who have the spiritual sensitivity to truly feel their calling. They're the ones with the strength to actually follow it. You weren't created to live an ordinary life. You weren't meant to chase after temporary, earthly goals like money. Money, as we all know, is limited. It's bound by time, effort, and human limitations. Once it's gone, and you're left trying to refill the bucket. But divine abundance? That's a whole different story. It's not just a trickle. It's an endless flow of peace, resources, energy, and blessings that never runs dry. Think about it like this. Money is like a well, and the bucket you lower into it is always getting emptied. When that happens, you feel the pressure to refill it. But God's abundance is like an ever-flowing river, always there, no matter how much you take. And here's the key. It's not just about money. It touches every area of your life. Your relationships, your health, your opportunities, and your personal fulfillment. God doesn't want you to be trapped by the fear of not having enough. Your purpose isn't about surviving, stacking up money, and hoping for the best. It's about living fully with the confidence that everything you need will come to you at the right time. Now, discovering your true calling means stopping for a moment, tuning in and listening to that quiet inner voice. That's God speaking to you, guiding you toward your mission. He talks to you through your passions, your talents, and your deepest desires. It's never a confusing or cryptic message. It's clear, direct, and constant. But to hear it, you have to quiet the noise of the world around you. You have to dedicate yourself to your spiritual growth and really open yourself up to His guidance. So ask yourself, what are those passions that light you up? What are those talents that seem effortless? How can you create space in your life to hear that voice more clearly? These are the questions that start you on the path to discovering your divine purpose. Questions to get started. If you're ready to start discovering your true purpose, here are some questions you can ask yourself. First off, think about what excites you. What makes you feel truly alive? Those aren't just random feelings. They're clues pointing you toward God's path for you. For example, if you love helping others, creating, teaching, or building, those are all signs that you're on the right track. These are paths you're meant to follow. What talents have you been given? God doesn't just hand out gifts randomly. If you have specific abilities like creativity, problem solving, or the ability to inspire, those aren't just talents. They're divine tools meant to help you fulfill your purpose. Now, think back to the moments in your life when you felt a deep connection to what you were doing. Maybe it was during a project or a conversation, or even when you were alone, immersed in a task. Those moments weren't accidents. They were signs of God's plan unfolding before you. God has given you something unique, a one-of-a-kind set of experiences, skills, passions, and visions. This isn't just for your benefit, it's for the world. Your gift is meant to help others and contribute to God's bigger plan for humanity. You don't have to strive to be like anyone else. You weren't created to follow someone else's path. You were chosen for a path that's entirely your own, a path that reflects your own unique gifts. Take, for example, if you're a comforter, maybe you're called to bring healing and hope to those who need it most. Or if you have a creative talent, perhaps God wants to use you to inspire others and add beauty to their lives. And if you're a visionary, maybe you're meant to lead and build something that changes people's lives for the better. The truth is, your gift might not always be clear right away, but it will become more obvious as you draw closer to your purpose. You don't have to search obsessively. Instead, you need to trust that God will reveal it to you. And that revelation comes through prayer, reflection, and staying connected to Him. So, take your time, let God guide you, and be open to the signs that will lead you toward the life you were meant to live. The big mistake. One of the biggest mistakes that the chosen ones can make is trying to fit in with the world. The world will tell you that in order to succeed, you have to compete, struggle, and make sacrifices just to be accepted. But here's the truth. God has a different plan for you. You were not created to conform. You were created to stand out. When you stop trying to fit into the mold that the world sets for you, you begin to free yourself from the heavy burden of other people's expectations. You start walking in your truth, following the path that God has specifically laid out for you. And here's the powerful part. You no longer have to worry about how to make ends meet or constantly wonder what others think. God is your provider. When you truly trust Him, you'll see that everything you need will be provided at the right time. Remember, it's not your job to struggle to find your place in the world. Your role is to let God reveal your purpose. And when you discover that purpose, everything shifts. No more living in fear or uncertainty. Instead, you'll live with confidence and abundance, knowing that you're on the right path. But how do you actually find that path? How do you start walking in your purpose? Let's dive into that next. How to find your divine plan. 4 steps. So, you're ready to find your divine plan. But how do you begin? It can seem overwhelming, but there are 4 precious steps that can guide you along the way. Let's break it down. 1. Listen with intention. The first step is all about taking a pause. You need to stop and listen, and not just a quick, distracted listen. This is about setting aside intentional time every day for reflection and prayer. In those quiet moments, ask God, what is your purpose for me? Where do you want me to go? But don't expect instant answers or grand visions. God often speaks through feelings, intuition, or subtle signs. To truly hear Him, you need to disconnect from the chaos around you. Turn off your phone, step away from social media, and find a space of peace where you can connect with Him without distractions. Writing down your thoughts, feelings, or inspirations in a journal can be incredibly helpful. The answers may come gradually, in small ways, so consistency is key. Make listening a daily practice, and over time, you'll begin to recognize God's voice more clearly, even amid the noise of life. It's in this stillness that your path begins to emerge. 2. Watch for signs. God communicates with us in so many ways, through people, events, and even what may seem like random situations. But to see the signs of God's plan, you have to sharpen your awareness and look beyond the surface. For instance, an unexpected opportunity could be a door God is opening for you. A person who shows up at just the right moment might be a divine messenger. Even a repetitive coincidence, a symbol, or a number could be a sign you need to pay attention to. Don't brush these details aside. God will never leave you without guidance, but you have to be willing to see what's being shown to you. When something resonates in your heart, follow it. It's never an accident. You can also ask yourself, What is God showing me in this situation? What lesson or opportunity am I being called to embrace? The more you practice this, the clearer the path He's prepared for you will become. 3. Develop your gifts. God has given you unique talents and passions for a reason. They're tools to help you fulfill your divine purpose. But it's up to you to cultivate them. Just recognizing your gifts isn't enough. You need to invest time, energy, and dedication into them. Ask yourself, what do I do easily? What brings me joy when I do it? These are clues to your natural talents. If you love to write, maybe it's time to create something that can inspire others. If you're good at motivating people, use that ability to lift others up. If you have a creative mind, explore ways to use it to improve the world around you. Developing your gifts isn't just about perfecting your skills. It's about using them for something bigger. And don't be afraid of failure or mistakes. God isn't looking for perfection. He's looking for your commitment to using the potential He's given you. 4. Trust the process. This is a big one. Walking in God's plan requires faith. You won't always have all the answers, and you certainly won't see the whole path ahead of you. Sometimes, God will only reveal the next step and let the rest unfold gradually. It can be frustrating, but this is an invitation to let yourself be guided. Trusting God means accepting that even when things seem uncertain, He's working behind the scenes for your good. Don't try to control everything or predict every move. The beauty of God's plan is that it reveals itself at the perfect time. And when you face obstacles, remember that every challenge is part of the process. Often, what we see as delays or difficulties are really opportunities to grow, learn, and move closer to what God wants for us. Throughout this journey, practice gratitude. Thank God for every step, especially the ones you don't fully understand yet. Trusting the process isn't about being passive. It's about maintaining an active attitude of faith and obedience. Eternal wealth doesn't come from struggle, but from following the divine path laid out for you. So take these 4 steps, stay faithful, and trust that God has an amazing plan for your life. Eternal wealth. True wealth isn't found through endless hard work or sacrifice. It's something that flows to you naturally when you align yourself with God's plan. See, God doesn't want you to chase after money or struggle by your own strength. What He asks is that you shift your focus from the pursuit of material gain to discovering your spiritual purpose. Your prosperity isn't tied to your paycheck or a signed contract. It's rooted in your trust in Him. When you accept the path that God has already laid out for you, opportunities will open up with ease. And not just financial ones. Abundance will start flowing into every part of your life. Your relationships, your inner peace, and your personal fulfillment. The amazing thing is, God has already written your life's plan long before you were born. Your unique talents, passions, and the things that ignite your soul are all signs pointing you toward it. You don't have to create your destiny from scratch. All you need to do is trust and follow the path that's been set for you, step by step, with faith. Remember, life isn't a race. It's a guided journey where each step you take lights the way for the next one. Stop chasing after things that aren't meant for you. Instead, welcome the life that God has already prepared for you. A life filled with peace, abundance, and security, all within His plan. Now, let's turn it over to you. Are you ready to embrace God's plan for your life? Share with us in the comments what trusting His path looks like for you, and how you want to start living out your purpose. Your words might just inspire someone else to take that first step. Your journey to abundance starts right now. We truly hope this video has been both helpful and inspiring. Don't forget to subscribe to the Hazato channel so you never miss out on more content focused on wisdom and spirituality. And if you found this video valuable, share it with someone who could benefit from it. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We'll see you in the next video.